Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, for some Barça news coming up for you today. We are going to be discussing the exit of Miralem Pjanić that has happened very swiftly over the past 24 hours. We're also going to be talking about the pride of Ansu Fati and that new number 10 shirt. And I've got some truly amazing words from his father on what his son has accomplished here and what he could go on to do at this club. And we're also going to be talking very crucially about our decisions this summer and in particular how the mindset within the club has shifted from the short term to the long term. It is all coming up, so let's get to it. Because if we start, first of all, with the big breaking news relating there to Miralem Pjanić, because it all happened very, very quickly, like I say, over the past day or so. He was linked early on Monday with a move to the Turkish Super League, to Besiktas, and within 24 hours, the deal was all done. Pjanić there was on a plane heading to Turkey in the evening on Monday, and the deal has been done to take Pjanić to Turkey on a season-long loan there. He has signed for the season at Besiktas, and right now there's no mention of any option to buy or anything more permanent further down the line or anything like that. But of course to Barça, the crucial part of this deal is all about the wages and how much of those wages, very, very big wages, let's not forget, of Pjanić, how much are they going to pay? With it reportedly said right now that Besiktas are going to save Barça around 2.7 million over the course of the season, which is a very, very welcome boost there when you're talking about the wages. Because it's also been reported that Pjanić actually accepted a wage cut in order to leave. So what he did basically there apparently was reduce his wages so that one, Besiktas could come close to what he was earning, and number two, of course, helping the club in the process upon leaving, which is what he's done. And of course we don't know right now exactly what the truth is, exactly whether Pjanić did accept that cut, how much Besiktas are going to pay, but what we do know is it's a very welcome boost here to get off what was one of the highest earners at the club. That was his previous wage. Very, very high earning indeed. And what I do want to say is full credit and ultimate respect to Miralem Pjanić, because we all know that this season he wasn't in Koeman's plans. He was never going to play football. We all knew that if he was going to stay, it would only have been on the sidelines, but he could have done that. He was earning big, big money, and he could have just said, well, that's not my problem. I've got a contract. I'm going to stay at the club, and if I'm not going to play, too bad. But that's the thing. He's a footballer. He wants to play football, and I respect the fact here that he said, you know what? No, I want to go out and play. I'm going to go out there to Turkey. I'm going to try something new, and I'm sure he's going to have a great time out there. I'm sure the fans are going to treat him there with so much affection. I'm sure he's going to play very, very well in Turkey, and like I say, ultimate respect there for what Pjanić has done. I wish him all the best, and Barça have again made an important saving. But of course, guys, what I do want to move on and talk about now is Ansu Fati. We are still reacting and we're still getting to grips really with the fact we've got a new number 10 at the club. Now, what I want to say first of all is that the club did plan to leave that shirt free. It was the club's intention to actually not allocate that number 10 shirt to any player this season. But like I said before, with La Liga's restrictions there and regulations surrounding the shirt numbers, only 1 to 25, let's not forget, Barca realised very, very quickly that that was not going to be possible to leave it vacant. And once they realised that, they went to Ansu and they approached him there about that number 10 shirt. Now, apparently, according to the media in Spain, Ansu, upon being offered the shirt, he said straight away, I want it. I want to take on this challenge. I want that number 10 shirt, and I believe that I can make it a success for me. And that in itself is really, really good. I think Ansu snapped up that chance, that he had the confidence in himself to say, you know what, it is going to be pressure, it is going to be big responsibility. We know the weight that shirt holds, but for him now, returning from that injury, to say, you know what, I can take on this challenge, that for me is really, really positive and a good insight into how good Ansu is feeling right now. And it was interesting, because actually there, once the Ansu Fati number 10 shirts first started to circulate there in the Barca store, when they first started selling those shirts, who, do you want to guess there, was one of the first people to actually buy an Ansu Fati number 10 Barca shirt? Who was it? It was Ansu Fati's father, who simply there could not contain his excitement. It was so heartwarming, I've got to say, to see Ansu's father there go into the club store. He picked up several Barca shirts there to go and buy, with his own money, by the way. He bought them, and you could see in his face how proud he was of his son and of this moment. And I think that was such a nice thing to happen there. And Ansu's father, Bori, actually spoke there to the media. I think it was very interesting to see what he had to say. He said, we're so happy. He said, I've got no words to describe what it means for Ansu to inherit the number 10 from Leo Messi. He said it's a moment of emotion. He said, I'm going to keep this with me forever. He said, I've got no words. He said, I couldn't sleep last night. He said, I wanted to be here as soon as the shop opened. I've got to be there and I've got to get myself a shirt. He said, we've all had a very tough time throughout his injury. Really good reflection here on exactly how the family all together have gone through Ansu's injury struggles. He said, I wouldn't wish that on anybody what we've lived, not even my worst enemy. He said, I spent many sleepless nights. He said, many. I've cried as well. He said, many times Ansu also has cried, but he said he's very strong. These have been 9 very hard months. But life goes on. He said, we felt the love of Barcelona. He said, we felt it every day we've arrived there at the Sports City to work on his recovery, on his training. He said, the culés never fail us. He said, we are with them together, just like a family. And he has real confidence that Ansu is going to be back even better than what we saw him previously. And I just loved everything about that. I love the fact there that Ansu and his father, clearly very close. Clearly there he's got good people around him. I think that's really important. You've seen this summer with the likes of Ilaix Moriba, what having maybe bad people, bad influences around you can actually do as a player. And I think Ansu there, to have a father very close by, keeping him grounded, he's clearly giving him a lot of support there, a lot of advice along the way as well, which is really important. And I think they're very nice to see that they feel together with the club, with the fans. And he's absolutely right. We are all behind him, and we cannot wait to see what he can do in that number 10. And I think, guys, as we move on now to a little bit of a period of reflection over exactly what's been going on over the summer, exactly how things have taken place, because I want to come on here and say right now, it's not been easy. I can understand all of those Barca fans right now who are feeling as though the summer was really difficult. You know, we lost Lionel Messi. Overcoming that is enough in itself. Then we had on deadline day, losing Griezmann at the very end of it. And many people are thinking, okay, what are we actually doing right now? Are we even going to try and compete this season? But I think right now what we have to do is just zoom out. Yes, there have been very troubling times. Yes, of course, in an ideal world, you don't want to lose Messi. You don't want to lose Griezmann. You probably wouldn't have sold, and did what we did to Emerson. But that's the thing right now. Bartomeu did not leave us in that ideal world. Far from it. The club right now is battling to stay afloat. And what we've done this summer is ultimately what we had to do, what we had to find a way to do. Because I want to look at it right now and actually say, we have gone through difficult times, but we've still got Ansu Fati. We've still got Pedri. We've still got Frenkie de Jong. We could have actually come into this summer and been forced to sell one of those, to actually then start to tear apart our future, which for me would have been even worse. We know that right now in the present, we have our difficulties. We're in transition, but looking to the future, it's bright. We have a really good base and a nucleus in this team that are really promising players coming through. Now, if we had to tear that apart, that would be a disaster. We would be ruining our future for the sake of what's happening now. And I think that's why this summer, yes, you can certainly say that it's not gone exactly as we'd hoped. In an ideal world, things would have been different, and it would have been, but it's done now. We have to move forward. We have to find a way to actually take this club forward, and looking out, zooming out and seeing everything from a different perspective. We have kept hold of our biggest talents. We are looking now to renew Ansu Fati. We have the finances. We have the possibilities to renew Pedri. We can get these players tied down to the club long term, and that's vital. We have secured the future of this club. We are looking in the long term, even if the shorter term has taken a bit of a hit. We will be back. Make no mistake about that. And so certainly, guys, at the end of today's video, what I would really like to know from you is exactly how you're feeling right now. We've had a few days sort of reflect on the transfer window. I think I speak for everybody when I say I think we're all glad that it's over. At least we know right now what we're dealing with. Nothing else unexpected, nothing else untoward can happen. We know what our squad is. We've got to get down to business now. We've got to deal with what we got. And we ultimately got to work with what we have. Ronald Koeman now has a big job on his hands, but he has to rise to that occasion. He has to get the best out of the players that we have, because we still have some very, very good players at this club. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How are you feeling? How are you looking to this season? How are you looking to future seasons to come? Are you happy with what we managed to do this summer? Can you see where the club are trying to go? Let me know all of those thoughts down below, and there is plenty of content coming your way over the next few days. I'll be seeing you soon, guys, and I thank you indeed for watching and for getting involved. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!